Oh, hello.
Hi.
Well,
Hello.
Peter clicks the wrong button. Welcome to D&D Play 20. Strixhaven returns. I'm so sorry.
Yay!
Hurrah!
Yeah.
See how enthusiastic Peter is for class?
Here's an apple teacher.
Again, yes, we have been away a little bit. A few things have come up, but we are back. Unfortunately, one of our favorite students, Saint slash
Simon.
Simon. I keep thinking it's her because it's not discriminating. Um, is unwell for today for the first hour of class, but it's okay. She'll play catch up. Probably put her into the pension bog for missing class. I'm kidding. She's fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're
So,
missing someone else too, aren't we?
Nope.
no, but it's just saying.
We are 6 total, and we got 5 of us.
No, we got 4. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't count
Yeah.
the DM.
Do I not count? Okay.
No, in my overlays, I mean I don't count the DM.
Professor Draconic is going to give him the 10. He's actually going to the pension bog. All right. So, I was going to offer someone the chance to do the recap. I'm offering. I'm not saying any. I'm not looking at Peter. I'm not looking at Miranda.
No.
I'm giving the chance to the players to give me a recap. Well, they remember some notes, and they'll get a reroll point if they do so. If not, it's fine. I believe I remember
I
my notes.
believe we started with combat, did we not? Last session?
You're continuing a mimic encounter.
We started by slaughtering a mimic. From there, we went and had lovely little refreshments at the cafe. And I believe from there, we did a little bit more exploration of the bibliothèque, and then our lovely professor let us choose our rooms, and we all got to decorate our own personal rooms. From there, I believe we ended up going to bed for our first rest, and we are just waking up.
Yes.
Didn't we talk to like a professor as well?
You had an encounter with someone that knew you, I believe, while we were doing our rooms.
Yeah, no, I remember that. I spoke to professor, one of the professors. Yes, I didn't like her. That's not. No, I remember that like Ash also meet like
Professor
they called us
Greencrest.
all to the common room.
Mm-hmm.
They called us all to the common room. And like you met, I thought you met like
Grayson.
Grayson. Yeah, wasn't that after the room?
That was. I think it was after the rooms. I think because you did your rooms and then you all gathered in the community area and you met. Yeah, it was after the rooms. Correct.
Right. Okay.
Yes. But
I
yeah,
remember vaguely that. That's
yeah.
one of the only.
And then you did have the teacher that you love to hate to love.
Yes, Mariana loves
Yeah.
her.
Yes.
And Annie not so much.
Correct. And I believe that's when also Herbie was there trying to do scientific experiments and was denied. But yes, that was pretty much what happened. You both can take some rerolls for that.
Oh really?
Yeah, because you added that little detail on that, which is important as well.
Oh.
Did you bring enough to share? Oh,
I don't know
actually,
how
let me check for subscriptions. Now, I could swear somebody subscribed, but I don't have it
Nope.
handy.
Okay, that's fine. No karma cards of yet then. All right. So yes. Well, this is technically your first day, if you're not counting the coming here. This is where it begins. The chaos is afoot. So, I want everyone to roll me initiative. I'm gonna go through. That's gonna establish the order of who goes who. Who goes
okay.
first?
I was like, wait, what?
Yes, you can have a bed, and another mimic's eating. Your bed is a mimic. I should do that sometime though. Let's switch up to this couch.
After the cows, yeah.
Right. Let's organize this. Okay. So
Oh, it was nearly in order. I had to go and ruin everything.
you did. How dare you? Okay.
Peter's like, yay, I'm last. I can sleep until my time.
Yay. I got it. Okay. That's not right. 18, 16, 7, and 10. Okay. So I guess we begin with Ash. Ash, you are waking up from your rest, and the day is afoot. What would you like to do first?
No pressure.
I think he's muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
Ash, you are muted.
Okay, then. There we go. How long do we normally have after we wake up before our first class starts?
You have about... Yeah, so you normally
wake hours?
Up... Yeah, so I would say you have about a couple of hours. Yeah.
Okay.
It also depends when you wake up, because technically classes do start around 8. So
he'd probably be up like 5:30 to wash and dress and start walking around 6 o'clock. Because the night before he would have been still studying the books that he was allowed to borrow. So I'm probably gonna go. Ash really likes to. He's trying to take in the whole school because this is new to him, and he really wants to go back to where he first came in. So as soon as I got portaled in, I'm gonna go to where all the crystals were in a circle, right at the main entrance where the big statue is, and he's gonna use capture memory again, and he wants to take a picture of that and start spending an hour on that, putting it down on paper before he goes to class.
Nice.
So I think it's the stone arches, right? It's the commons.
Yeah. Like as soon as we come in, there's a big monument there, and he's really interested in how things are just holding up in the air, and he wants to send that image home.
Right. So he's like in awe of the magical architecture, basically. It's like, wow. Gotcha. Yeah, for sure. So you cast your
capture memory again.
Capture memory.
Yeah, I can use it once a day.
Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful.
And it takes an hour.
Yeah, you're able to call upon that magic that was instilled in you. You literally look at the environment and that awe and that wonder. You immortalize that with your spell.
Yeah.
And you capture every little detail to the finest, minute, what's it called? The most minute and intricate of basically a snapshot in time, basically. Perfect.
Yeah.
Of the commons.
Yeah, and after that first hour, he's probably just going to wolf down whatever food is available and then find his class.
Sure. All right. So Ash is up and at him, basically. Very nice. And with that, I guess we'll move on to, unless there was anything else. Merton, what time would you be waking up?
I can imagine, because of where he comes from, he's probably not going to be used to sleeping in a comfortable bed, so he'll probably wake up quite early. So he's just going to wake up, get up, find a place to eat, and just slowly wake up with a cup of coffee and breakfast, I think, and then head off to class.
Okay. Straight up.
Yep.
So I imagine Merton gets up and heads down to the commons and gets his breakfast, and
maybe finds a place outside to enjoy his breakfast.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can definitely go outside the student housing and kind of take it in and just find a spot under one of the trees and just kind of take it all in. Yeah, no worries. Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone's eager for class. All right. If there's nothing else, I will move on to Kailani. Kailani, what time would you be getting up?
Classes are like 8.
Yes.
Probably would get up at like 6. Eat something quickly. Feed her pet fish, and then she did have a vial of the black goo that the mimic turned into that was unusual, right? I'd like to she'd probably like to test some things on it, try to figure out what it is with her alchemy.
Sure. Are you trying to? So you are trying to experiment on it?
Yeah, she's trying to figure out what it is. You said it was kind of like an oily substance that was not quite what she expected.
Yeah.
So, she's gonna try to do small experiments to try to figure out what it is with her alchemy stuff.
I would say do me an alchemy check with disadvantage. It's nothing. It's not like anything you've seen before. Yes.
That's me.
It's true.
That's good. Sorry, that's funny.
Yeah. It's not bad. What you get after 217?
I actually did.
I have foresight activated right now. That's all right, Cameron.
So what is it?
All right. Well, here's the thing, Kalani. You spent a bit of time diligently examining this with your keen eyes and your keen mind, and yet all that you can really establish from your experiments is that this oily black substance is unlike anything you've seen before in at least in your world, in Kanzari Islands. It is of magical nature. It's just you just don't have enough experience to kind of know what it does, or where it comes from, or how it's made. You may have better luck getting someone else's opinion on it, but as far as you know, it's nothing conclusive.
So the only thing I figured out was that
it's got some traces of residual traces of magic after your experiments. Again, without the experience, it's difficult to say what that is. But that's something. Yeah, it's a lead.
So I guess that she'll be focused on it, and she's kind of stuck, right? Because she's not really figuring it out, and she knows she's not doing it something wrong necessarily. So she's kind of stuck, and she probably looks at her little water clock thing, and she goes, and stuff her face and grabs the stuff and picks up one of the little vials because she split it into little ones and runs to class.
All right.
Still half eating.
Half eating, okay. Awesome. Right. So while that's happening, while Kailani's all disheveled and running half dressed.
No, I didn't say whoa. She's fully dressed. The only thing she's still doing is eating.
All right, you can't blame the Professor Draconic for trying. Yeah,
no.
She is the half eating. There you go.
She's half eating, and she is disheveled.
Right.
She's got one of the explosions she did explode. One of the experiments she did exploded, so her hair's fizzed up and stuff.
Roll me D100 to see if your eyebrows are burnt off or not. No, I'm kidding.
Roll low.
Oh yeah.
Roll low.
71. So no, they didn't.
high
I wasn't
number is
actually
bad.
gonna make her roll. I'm gonna let everyone know I wasn't actually wanting her to roll, but she did it.
I did it. My eyebrows are fine.
The DC was 75. Sorry.
To be fair, she has expertise in not singeing her eyebrows. She's done experiments before.
Correct.
All right, so you run off to class. Flip flop, flip flop. All right, that leaves us. We go down towards Herbie today. Herbie, what time would you have woken up?
Well, Herbie's day will start at 6:30 a.m. when the clock on the wall reaches the right time and a little door opens up and out comes a little mechanical owl dressed like his mother, and it goes, "Herbie, time to get up." And then it goes back into the clock, and he wakes up, opens his eyes, and he throws back the blanket, and he's in his undergarments, and he gets up, and on the back waistband it says Herbie's Undies, and then he's gonna go to the bathroom and brush his beak and use a washcloth to scrub his pits, because he's too lazy to shower right now. And with a yawn, he's going to walk over to his suitcase, which he still has not unpacked because putting up the clock was more important. And he opens it up, and there's 10 exactly identical outfits to the one he wore yesterday. And they're all yellow robes with bluish green trim. And he's going to pick one out, and he's going to put it on. And on the inside seam of the waist of his robe, it says Herbie's robe. And then he's going to dig around in the pocket. And as he's doing it, he glances in the mirror to make sure he looks prim and proper. And then he's going to reach in his pocket and he's going to pull out a Tootsie Roll Pop and put it in his mouth and walk out and go to class.
Okay. All right.
Let me guess. That was 10 minutes after class would have started.
He's late. No, I'm kidding. So, as all of you are up and at 'em and take care of several things before class, all of you actually don't really need the announcement that comes through maybe at 7 a.m. with Professor Sharpbeak's soft voice echoing through the dormitories. She goes, "All students, time to wake up. School is upon us. Another day of learning." Obviously, all of you are already awake at this time. Some of the students are just starting to rouse. They're starting to collect themselves. They're starting to get dressed, go down to have breakfast, and et cetera, et cetera. I would like to know if any of you would have been waiting in the inside or be outside ready to go. Would you have met up with each other, or would you have been doing your own thing? Because right now you have your magical physiologies class first, the class where you're all in together, and then you move on to your own individual classes. And that's what you outlined in the announcement.
I would have probably have just gone on my own once I found where it was, and probably just be waiting by the door.
All right, no worries.
Go ahead.
Right. Oh, go ahead.
I would have gotten in the class already and taken the seat furthest in the back and struck a pose in my desk like I'm the bad classmate, which is odd because I'm the shyest one.
Okay.
I just don't want to be bullied.
All right. For everyone's information, I guess I should have stated that your class, your magic physiologies, is in the Biblioplex right now. It's in one of those
okay, cool.
lecture halls that you saw
in the bottom left.
Okay. So yeah, that's exactly where you guys are now. Is there any other specifics? Everyone's at class?
I was just gonna say that Tailani did get she's not late for class, or she wouldn't be alive anymore. But she did have to resort to her she has her flying ability to try and get there in time.
Oh yeah, so just for those people that have forgotten,
Kailani, when she gets really nervous, she floats.
She floats.
And so she was kind of so nervous that she was gonna get late that she kind of floats. But she gets there just before.
People just see this blue girl.
She's running, but she's actually floating.
And everyone like turn around, they like whisper to each other. They see her like zooming along.
Yeah, very much.
The comments.
Yeah, I'm just sitting outside, and then I see Kylo and just dash me off the class. And then I probably realise that it's probably time for me to go as well, because I'm just enjoying the outside.
To see her zooming past. Yes.
Yeah, so it's just like, okay, yeah. As I'm getting to know her better, I just realised that she's just, yeah.
She will definitely go into the class and sit the first desk at the front.
I will probably sit at the back because I'm 7 feet tall. As in, if I sit at the front, I'll probably obscure everybody's view.
Herbie's trying to peek around him.
So I'll just put myself at the back next to Herbie. And just not because I'm not interested, it's just because I'm polite.
Herbie will sit straight as Merton sits down, and he'll look at him and say, "What's up?"
Not much. You? Yeah, he's probably looking up at me. Yeah.
I'm trying to be tough right now.
Oh, okay. The secret's safe with me.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're gonna act tough, I'll act tough as well. How's that, sir? Because
Okay.
we're friends. Yeah.
Okay, but don't scare me.
Okay. Okay. I'll just look tough, all right?
Yeah, like me.
Yeah. Very much like you.
Arr.
Ash would have
I'm trying
probably
hard
went.
not to know. Yeah.
Ash would have left his shield just as soon as he walks in. He's left his axe in his dorm, but he has brought his shield. Just it's going to be habit for him. He'll leave it as soon as he opens the door, and he'll go to the front and sit. If he sees anybody, he'll probably just still say hi though, but he'll be a front row.
Herbie will whisper, "Teacher's pet."
Or bad eyesight.
Counts as with bad eyesight. Alright. So, after unless Kailani.
No, Kailani's at the front trying to like fix herself up. But yeah, no, she's fine.
Yeah, Kailani, you see that apart from the group that you got to know decently in orientation, you see the other students coming through. You see Cataras. You see another hulking like Minotaur with spectacles come in. You see a whole crowd. They all take their seats. Yes, and he sits at the back, kind of watching, kind of close to where Herbie and Elton are, kind of just watching, taking notes on the class. And behind them walks in, for some, it'd be a familiar kind of individual, but to others, the sight of this woman, no, it's a woman, with basically leaves that cover part of her face that kind of jut out from her forehead and her cheeks, and her hair kind of like got this green, mossy kind of like tangle to it with these vibrant amber eyes that kind of resemble fireflies. Professor Verelda Lang walks in and she introduces herself and she goes, "Hello, class. Welcome to Magical Physiologies." And she walks in and she smiles at everyone as she walks in. She makes her way down the middle of the hall, past all the chairs, kind of looks at everyone. And as she's walking, you notice that she's not actually walking. It's almost like she has got like, well, she is, but it's like everywhere she steps seems to be like some kind of like growth. You know, like flowers seem to bloom and like mushrooms and all. She kind of walks, and it kind of leaves a trail that kind of disappears as she walks to the lectern in front of the class. She goes, "Welcome to your first day on Magical Physiologies. Today we'll be studying the nature and mysticism of the multiverse." She goes, she looks around and everyone, I see so many happy faces ready to learn today. And then her eyes pan towards Herbie. Herbie, what are you doing? Are you still trying to look tough? Are you still like at the back?
Oh, I'm yeah, I'm paying attention. Sorry.
She kind of eyes linger on your.
What's up, Teach? How are you today?
She smiles. She smiles at Herbie. She goes, "Oh, it's been a long time since I've seen an owlin as such as yourself." She looks at you, Herbie. She smiles and she looks towards Milton, nods. Kailani, her eyes linger at you a little bit. She also all smiles, takes everyone in. Right. Well, today we shall be going on material that'll be on your first exam. Anyone, she looks around, does anyone have a comprehension of what Sladia or Slad for short? She looks at everyone.
No, Kalani does that, and then she puts her hand down, and she's like starts like counting before she actually does it.
She looks around at her.
What's that mean?
Yeah, I don't think Ash would know.
Okay, there's confusion. Okay.
I'm actually gonna check. What would I roll to double check that?
For you? If you could roll, if it was more like monstrosity, it would be more like Arcana.
Yeah, she put her hand up and she stopped and she's double checking some stuff. She's not sure.
Okay.
Definitely not sure.
She's not sure. Okay. You see a lot of other people as well, kind of like looking at each other. Like, kind of, some shrug, some are like, some are like, Kailani put up their hands and then kind of like midway and they kind of put it down because they're not entirely sure. She smiles and she goes, it's perfectly all right. They're not a creature that is that well known across some circles. She says that, she waves her hand and you see the this plant growth kind of like grows around her hand, and she kind of makes like a miniature version of what you assume is a slide. It's kind of like a mossy kind of representation of this kind of like punched frog-like creature. And she kind of shows it to everyone. And you see behind, she kind of like turns, and this kind of like shimmering screen kind of like appears behind her, and it kind of shows her like a graph of, or more like images. It's like a projection basically. She waves her hand, and it basically depicts these kind of creatures, but like different iterations, sizes, colors. She smiles and she turns to her and she goes, well, Slad or Sladdy come in different variations. She kind of like goes over it. They are aberrations known to have regenerative abilities and magical resistance. So all students that ever come across have to be most careful, especially of the arcane kind, since they're bound to be resistant. They are all dangerous and unpredictable, but the red, and she points to the representation of this red variation of the creature, and the blue are the least powerful of their kind. They don't have arcane abilities. Does not make them any less dangerous, however, as the red Sladi can use glands under their own claws to implant eggs into humanoids. And she kind of pauses for a second as it looks at everyone to see their reaction to that bit of information.
Herbie's still growls.
I'm going to stick my hand up and just ask the professor, did you say red or blue can implant the eggs?
She goes, Oh, hello. What is your name, young man? She kind of looks at you.
Sorry. My name is Merton.
She goes, nice to meet you. She smiles. An excellent question. The red one is the one that possesses the glands under their claws. But from red sluddy, multiple variations of slud can be grown from blue to green. And she smiles. She goes, anyone else have any questions? So she kind of pauses.
Yes. No, what? Peter.
Oh, Peter? Yes. Sorry, you put your hand up in real life. She goes, yes. Your name is? She points to you.
I'm Herbie. Are slotties edible?
She kind of cocks her head. She actually genuinely considers that question. Doesn't dismiss it. I wouldn't recommend it. She looks at you.
Because the cafeteria doesn't have any slugs, or grubs, or worms.
She's generally thrown by this. She goes, right. She goes, well, no, I wouldn't recommend eating them. It's already dangerous enough to meet them. She looks around at everyone else. It's questions.
Ash will put his hand up.
She goes, yes. And your name is?
My name is Ash. Pleasure to meet you. Are these like humanoid, or are they like? Would you be able to talk to it and converse with it, or is it something that's just going to try and eat you?
She goes, excellent. They are known to have their own language, which again, not very original. It's called Slud. You can converse with them, but most, if not all, are telepathic, only speaking in their own tongue or in your mind. So there is communication available, which brings me to my next point. Unless there's anyone else, she kind of looks at anyone else in the class that might have anything to ask.
Where would you find them? Like any particular planet realm, or are they just spread out like the rest of us?
Yeah, so that's an excellent. She kind of takes a liking to you already. Slotty, I think it's important to start with our origins. She goes, Slotty come from the ever-changing chaos of limbo. For those who do not know of limbo, it's one of the several outlying realms in the sphere of the multiverse. There, they inhabit the isolated islands of that realm, which consists of chaotic turmoils of fire, water, earth, and wind. These slad, or these toad-like aberrations, they inhabit these inhospitable planes. They're planes that most would not be able to survive in. They are not disciplined and have no formal hierarchy, although the weaker sladi obey the stronger ones under the threat of destruction. Yes, she looks.
She goes, well, teacher, you said that only the red slutty can have glands to put eggs in their victims, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then what makes the blue slutty so dangerous?
She goes, excellent question. But back to your point, she goes, Ash, they do. Slutty do spread, have sought to spread from the realm in limbo. And yes, they do tend to blend in with everyone around, which brings me to your point, young lady. What is your name? Kailani. She goes, yes, well, what makes the blue ones a little different, but no less threatening, is aside from their natural magical resistance, regeneration, the blue slutty more commonly inflict a disease upon their victims when they inflict wounds to them. This infection, commonly known as the chaos phage, transforms its victims into a fully grown red slug. In a way, part of the slug natural life cycle. The red slug creates more slug, but the blue one is able to, in a way, procreate the red. It's a cycle of sorts. And green slug, and she kind of points out to the green variation of the slug. The green slug are created when the host has a certain affinity for magic. At least to a degree where they can cast above a certain amount of power. She looks at everyone and she says this. She looks at everyone to see if anyone has any questions. She just looks around the class.
One more quick question, sorry.
Yes.
If you do by chance have one in your system and it comes out and hatches, would the person die from it? And is the slad fully grown, or does it still like a baby almost, or does it come out fully grown?
Well, very good question. She smiles. Unfortunately, victims of a slad infestation or impregnation, and she kind of looks around her, don't survive the incubation period of the slad, and unfortunately, the victim does indeed die. They don't come out fully grown. They come out as small, slutty tadpoles that take time to grow and assimilate into their environment. Okay, looks harsh. Yes, generally very unpleasant. She kind of looks around.
So in other words, run away when you see one. Perfect, thank you.
She nods. I highly recommend it. However, some might not have the chance, as most slide don't make it so obvious. The green, the gray, and the death slidey are all shapeshifters and can turn from small to medium humanoids.
Okay.
Peter has a question as well.
She goes, yes, adorable little Alex. She looks towards Furby.
How do you know they're not edible?
She smiles. She goes, well, I have never thought to try one. I was always too busy trying to survive being around them. I don't recommend it. Now she looks a little concerned at you, Herbie, because that's the second time you mentioned about eating them. And she's like, she is... After class, we might have to discuss a different plan on your diet approach.
Oh, okay. Can we... Okay. That's it.
Kailani, she looks here.
If she's like considering all that she said. So if a blue slab attacks somebody that has magic affinity, they create a green slab that can pretend to be a human.
She looks here. Yes.
So what does the green slab do then?
The green slot are the spellcaster of the slot. They are in some ways a bit more dangerous than most. However, and now she looks a little more serious. The real, I think that it's said to be the threat here is not so much that they infiltrate and such, and that these ones cast magic. She points to the green variation of the slot. It's that these creatures, as stated, are aberrations. I think the most dangerous part of them is that they only seek to expand and grow. They have no hierarchy, no real purpose apart from survival and survival of the fittest. She looks around everyone in case anyone looks a little confused of where she's going with this. She looks, is everyone with me so far?
Yeah.
Herbie is looking around, wondering if anyone in the class is a slod.
I just stick my hand up. So, just to reiterate, if anyone tries to come up and lick you, they may be a slad. Is that right?
Not necessarily, but it is concerning if they keep coming up to lick you. She looks towards Herbie.
Or if they poke you with their claws, then there's a good chance. Okay.
Yes, young lady.
So the red slad can create more slad.
Mm-hmm.
The blue slad can create red slad.
Mm-hmm.
Can the green slad procreate?
She looks at you. She goes, as far as we know, it's the chaos phage. It's generally spread by the red variations. The green ones are more inclined to using magic, not just channeling magic, but using magical items that they have some understanding of.
No, they just want to kill you
No, surprisingly, the green slutty are surprisingly intelligent amongst their kind. They These ones, if the host was born of a humanoid, they usually adapt that host's form in a way to infiltrate society. They Some green slutty reach a point where they unlock the means to become stronger and find a way to metamorphose themselves into a gray slad. But that takes years of study for these creatures. That is their main threat.
then? What do they do as their gray slad?
As a gray slad, she kind of looks like to you. She likes you, Carly. She like you asking like all the questions, not like you and Ash are like on it, and she smiles. She goes,
My eyes
"Well,
are starting. Yeah.
yes." Uh, she takes pause at that. She goes, "Well, the gray slab." She kind of points to this hulking grayish slab, almost in a similar size to the blue one. Of all these notice, you notice that to describe it, you have the blue ones that are like the almost like big blue toad like very like broad and sturdy. The gray ones of a similar variation, the red and the green seem to be a bit slimmer. She points to the gray ones so everyone can. She kind of like waves her hand and kind of like blows up the image, almost 3D style, with the magic in the room. Gray slutty are mostly used as extensions of the will of their masters. Yes. The death slutty are the ones that normally, once a green slut metamorphizes, she kind of glitches a little bit, into a gray slutty. The gray slutty are more seek direction from the dead slut, and she kind of blows up the image of the dead sluts, which I will have images for this later on for anyone that is curious. So she shows it, and it's similar in a way to the gray one, but again, it's of a similar proportion to the blue one. It's actually a little bit bigger than the blue one in a sense. The hulking image of this aberration with its there's protruding horns that start in its bloated toad-like face that go down ridges towards its back with its dead-like eyes and this wide smile with sharp razor teeth. The dead slud are basically sluddy suffused with energy from the negative plane. And they exemplify evil's corruption of chaos, which again is where they're all from. They take sadistic pleasure in bringing harm to others, and they propagate their race by dragooning mobs of red and blue slud and invade other planes. Again, going back to your point, she looks at Ash, that they do indeed try and spread themselves far and wide. So yes, the grey ones. Then it looks back to you, Kailani. They actually are, apart from being generally more apt with magic than their green variations. If it comes to it, grey sluts, if their masters, the dead slutty, die, if they ingest the corpse of a dead slut, they instantly transform into a new dead slut. She kind of she looks fascinated. She looks at everyone to see if anyone else has got the same sign.
Kailani slowly turns to look at Herbie.
And you see the professor looks at Herbie as well, which is why I also recommend not to eat slutty. Or even try.
Herbie's hand comes up and owlbear claws come out of his fingertips, and he looks at her, and with his other hand he's pointing at his two eyes and pointing at her.
She looks back to the front and she's a little bit disturbed.
I'm just 100% disturbed. I'm just like, okay. I just nudge him and say, "What the heck's going on?"
I'd just be writing in my journal.
Yeah.
Herbie raises his hand again.
Yes, she looks towards Herbie.
How can we tell if Kailani is a slod?
She looks a little confused. I'm sorry. She looks towards Herbie. And she looks towards Kalani.
How can we tell?
Well,
if
there's generally very few ways to be able to turn a shape changer from another. There is a spell known as Moonbeam that's actually a good way of detecting shapeshifters. Aside from that, and perhaps other shapeshifters with the innate ability to sense others of their kind, there's not really a lot you can do. She looks towards you, Herbie.
Herbie scowling at Kailani.
It is said, however, that their transformation is of a magical kind. So some have theorized that it is possible to dispel such a disguise. But again, some other ways of detecting them might not be available for others. There is known to be individuals with certain connections to deities that may be able to detect aberrations. Generally, she looks to you, Herbie. It depends what's available to you.
Can I roll a medicine check to see if Kailani is a slod?
Sure.
Yes.
Without looking up from my book, I'm just gonna say loudly so they can hear in the back. When in doubt, just use your nose, or for you, your beak. I would assume they don't smell right.
She looks at you. She goes, yes, to my final point about that slutty. It is rumored that they have the stench so bad that it can be deadly in reality, comparable to the cloud kill spell. She kind of looks at you. She nods in approval towards you, Ash.
I'll pretend I know what that spell is.
Herbie's gonna get up from his desk and walk over to Kailani and smell her, hesitate and consider, say, "Okay, you're safe," and then go back to his desk.
Yeah, no, she smells of. She would have used the fragrance that Simon gave her with the flower. So she definitely does not smell bad.
My claws retract.
She's still in awe at what is happening.
Just smile and nod.
Yeah, smile and wave.
All right.
I will stick my hand up again and just say, has there been any such incidences of slud being changed out their human form with magic, or is it just a theory?
Well, I haven't personally done it, but it's said that the transformation is of a nature similar to the polymorph spell, which looks towards everyone expectantly. For those that are not aware of what that is, she looks, because you're all first, she kind of looks at, you feel like she's used to kind of like talking. She's nice, but she kind of gets, she sometimes seems to go a little bit on a tangent, especially when describing creatures. The polymorph spell is used, by casters to shift the form of individuals into a certain type of beast. She looks at everyone. It's a very interesting transmutation spell. She looks at everyone as well. And it's said that the Sladi operate with a similar kind of mechanic. So that's why some say it may be possible to dispel their shape.
Right, got
it. She looks at all of you. Again, seeing if anyone's kind of... You see, there's a few faces in the crowd kind of like, huh? Cataras is like the green elf, the green head elf. Yeah, it's kind of like... She looks at you, Carla, and he's like... Looks at the images of the Slutty that kind of now like shifting from... It's kind of like a slideshow. It's like shifting from blue to green to gray.
He looks at Slap.
He goes, no, I didn't mean you. He's like, no. He kind of looks embarrassed, looks away.
She takes it as if he doesn't believe her. So she's like, she glares back at Herbie.
All right.
And she floats, like, but the thing is that there's a desk, so she doesn't float from, like, past it, because her legs hit it. Mm-hmm. She kind of, like, clearly floats a little high up, so she stays sulking.
Okay. All right, so as you're all taking in all of this information, kind of processing this interesting first day discussion, I would like everyone to roll me. This will be like a class check, your performance check. So this will be roll me for magical physiologies. It would be an arcana.
Straight arcana?
Yes. Okay.
19.
Very nice.
My plus 4 mean nothing.
But mine didn't come up on roll 20 for some reason.
All right. Interesting. All right. So everyone aside from I think Kailani, you're a little bit distracted by the fact that Herbie's made you out to be the slad, the pariah of the club. That was kind of giving you looks. Everyone else, if you can, please mark on your tracking sheet that you may have on you the results that you just rolled.
Oh, tracking sheet! Yay!
So that would determine, just to indicate that you have succeeded. Not you. Roll a 17. I saw 6.
No, there was a wisdom save.
What was that? The wisdom save for before? Herbie. All right.
Yeah, I rolled a 17, but mine didn't come up on roll 20.
It didn't show up. Gotcha.
So where do you put this tracking sheet?
All right. Okay. My bad. The DC for this one was 12. The points you get for understanding this discourse are 5. So you write that down. You succeeded, and you have 5 points in this class.
Oh, that's in the isn't it?
Hmm.
Is that all of us?
Anyone that rolled about 12.
What are we rolling? I was AFK.
Arcana.
You rolled it. It's there.
Yeah.
Oh no, he didn't. He didn't. He didn't.
It was medicine. That was his medicine check.
Yeah.
14.
Mm-hmm.
What do we mark it? Is it class 1?
Yeah. Let's make class 1 magical physiologies.
Oh, we have to mark it. Okay. Forgive my
So
dunceness.
you keep track of your progress. Yes.
Where is it? Where would I find the tracking sheet? Sorry.
It's pinned on the Discord channel.
Yes.
If you go on the Strixhaven chat and it's pinned, it should say it's one of the Strixhaven memories. It's a PDF. You should click on the year 1, the first tick. You have 1, I believe 1 is a class, and the second one is the test, right?
You can print it too.
You can print it too, yeah. So, no.
Okay, I'm mixed up. I have the form up, but where do I mark it down?
So it says Strixhaven memories, relationships, report cards.
Yeah.
And then report card says year 1, #1, and you have 2 little tick boxes. 1 for the class, and then the second one is for the test. And then it has like those are the re-rolls. So you tick 1 of them and put slap +5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus 5.
On the text bit where it says skills, slap +5, and it was Arcana, right?
Yeah.
So report cards, not that one. Hang on. So we've got
So mark 1 and then put +5 in there.
Just always write +5 on the front where it says skills, because then you get basically the bonus you got from this is a +5 to Arcana.
Mm.
And I think you can use that for the test at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Correct.
Oh.
Because we understood the class.
Yay, I'm smart.
Peter's like, hey, I wanted to flunk it.
Okay, I'm not smart.
Right, so I've ticked off the first box in year 1, number 1, and then put +5.
Yeah, so 1 spot, you only need to tick 1.
Yeah.
And then just type in front of it. There's 2 boxes. That's for the rerolls, and 2 for d4s. And then in front of it, there's a little space where you can type, and you can type the +5 to Arcana, so you know what you get for the test. Okay.
There we go. All done.
Very nice.
There we go.
Very nice. And the way it's going back, so after this class, what you're going to do is you're going to, every time you have magical physiologies, I'll be asking everyone to do be like a weekly class performance check.
Okay.
So then it would be basically, performance checks to determine how well you're doing in this course, for example, and you'd be rolling an Arcana, basically. And the more points you accumulate, that would go towards how well you do in your exam as well.
That should probably be while the professor was showing us each individual slot. I'd be using minor illusion just to have it in my own palm, just so I can see what they look like and make sure he knows exactly what they look like.
Show off.
Practice. Practice. Still learning magic.
Well, at least you got some magic. I don't have any. So.
I would have made the image of a slot appear over top of Kalani if I had minor illusion.
I'm glad you don't.
And I'm thinking someone could play it too.
Okay. So after, everyone kind of like takes it and then takes notes, she rounds out the class. She finishes like summarizing all the points that she's made. And after that's concluded, she looks at everyone and goes, all right, so before you're all dismissed, I would also like to say that next time there might be to complete your understanding of Slidey anatomy, there might be a dissection, and she kind of like looks at everyone of Slidey components. She looks at everyone.
Raised.
Yes.
Will
she looks at. She goes, "No, you're not supposed to eat it." She looks at you.
Okay.
Might need a muzzle.
Don't worry, I've got him, and I'll pick him up by the scruff of his. I look at him and just say, "Are you really this weird?"
Rawr. I'm an owl and I like grubs.
Yeah, but a slud isn't a grub.
Not even when they're tiny?
Nope. I wouldn't even go near them as a tadpole, no.
If a red slob if a red slide eats a blue slide, does it turn purple?
That I don't know. That'll be a question for another day. I think the class is over.
As I'm being held by the scruff of my neck, I'm trying to look tough there.
I'm just looking at it and trying hard not to laugh.
She looks up, but she doesn't know exactly what's going on, but she sees that you're not hurting her, so she kind of like, well, that's it for today, class. Thank you again for your attendance, and if anyone has any questions, I'm Professor Varalda Lang, and I am from Witherbloom. If you have any inquiries, please redirect them there, and if you can't find me for some reason, Professor Mavinda Sharpbeak will be able to find me. She kind of looks at her and that's dismissed. Yes, go ahead.
As soon as she says class dismissed, Kellen gets up and goes to talk to her. But let's see what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, sure. So, from order of initiative, Ash, as soon as the class finishes, what do you do?
Was this our only class for today?
No.
Okay. I would probably just try and I'd ask exactly where our next class was because we wouldn't have a clue.
Yes. She smiles and she goes, Professor Sharkbeak is outside the doors right now to provide you with a guide to your next class.
Perfect. Thank you. Great class.
She nods. She, as you say that, her bark-like skin kind of blooms with different kind of colors and like flowers and all that. She looks very pleased. Her firefly eyes kind of blaze a little bit with satisfaction at having taught and having students receive it so well. I believe it's Merton next. Merton, what do you do after the class is concluded?
How long until the next class?
You have about 15 minutes before you go.
I'm feeling quite hungry, so I want to grab a snack from somewhere before my next class.
Oh, yeah? Kailani points to Herbie.
No, Mariana didn't do that. Kailani didn't say anything.
I pick him up and open my mouth.
No pheasant, eat more cow.
Eat more cow? Did you just say?
Oh, no.
He said eat more cow to a minotaur. Oh no.
I pretend I'm just going to drop him in my mouth. What did you say?
I'm screaming really loud.
Herbie. I put him on my shoulder. I pretend to drop him in my mouth and put him on my shoulder and said, "Did you just say eat more cow?"
Yeah. Chickens get a bad rap.
So do owls, I think. So yeah. So I will just take him off my shoulder and put him on the floor and just ignore him for the rest of the day.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll dash off, get a snack, and find out where my next class is.
Sure. Yeah. So, just like Ash, you would head out of the lecture hall and head towards the information desk, which was Professor Mavinda's is already there, waiting for all of you to finish your class. I do believe Kailani was next, correct?
Yeah, Kailani went to ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, Professor, you mentioned that there might be dissection. Are the labs? Is there someone at the labs? Like always, or can we get assistance for something to do with dissections outside of the class?
Her amber eye like glowing like, oh yeah, I'm generally in charge of the labs at Witherbloom. If I'm not there, there is other professors on duty, but it's mainly me that's in charge of the labs. She looks at you. Is this do you need any assistance?
Well, she pulls out the little vial. We encountered the mimic in the Biblioplex yesterday, and then in corresponding to this, and she shows like the vial. It's a goop. I am quite good with my alchemy, but I can't. I feel like I can't quite find out what it is. It's just got some residual magic, so I thought maybe a professor could look into it or help me where I'm failing.
She kind of looks. May I? She kind of extends her hand.
I have 3 more of those.
Like she reaches towards it. She is curious. So she kind of like looks at it closely, takes off the stopper, kind of like now sniffs it a bit. May I keep this? She looks at you.
Of course. I just would like to be part of the research process because I like to learn how to do it.
Yeah, she kind of like smiles at you. Do me a persuasion check with advantage because you know.
I'm not bad.
Not bad.
With advantage?
Yeah, she likes it. 23 and what? You might have been. Yeah, you didn't need it to be fair. Those were also good. She goes. You're very inquisitive, and I do appreciate that. Tell me. She kind of loudly gives you a really curious, inquisitive look. She goes, are you related to Atrix and Myth by any chance?
She nods very proudly. Yes, they're my uncles.
In Condrix, right?
Yeah.
Right. She goes, well, I'll tell you what, Kailani, I will take this to Professor Kin, and we will look at it together, and if we find anything, I shall let you know in our next class.
Thank you. And she slogs off.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Good. So, Herbie, what do you do as you get dropped? I'm not sure if he dropped you, to be fair. He puts you down.
I'm putting down. I'm a little bit offended he said that.
I bet. Yeah, the other Minotaur, Drazimir, that was taking notes at the back, kind of heard that as he walked past, and he gave like Herbie this dirty look as well, and like walked off. I say, as he walked off.
Herbie is going to flap his way over to the professor and ask for directions, I guess.
Go Sharpie.
So she's the same thing. She goes, oh, hello. Yes, if you just turn to your right and go towards the information desk, Professor Sharpbeak should be there to tell you where you're going to go next.
Okay, is there a place to dig for worms?
She blinks. The Witherbloom campus is quite good for that. She goes,
oh, okay. And he's going to go to the information desk and get directions and go to class.
All right. So all of you head towards And yes, Professor Mabinder's there, kind of already directing several students in different directions. And I guess the first one to arrive would have been Ash, followed by Merton, and then followed by everyone else. And she would attend to you first, Ash. So Ash, I'm gonna just take one quick look. You have
I got
your
basic magical
studies.
auras,
Yes.
incubacy, and history of magic and art.
Yes, magical art, incumbency, magical auras. Yes, correct. All right, so roll me 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll me a d4.
Okay. Got a 2.
2. So that would be magical studies incumbency, I believe.
Okay. Beginning
Nice.
incumbency. Okay.
She goes, ooh. She goes, oh yes, this one is follow me. She kind of directs you outside Flex and directs you to one of the automatons that are driving carriages. Says, if you hop on that and go to the Silver main campus, you shall make your way to that lecture hall there. She kind of like explains to you how to get there. And then goes after you're satisfied with things, she will go back.
It's probably the first time I've seen an automaton. I would probably like to do an investigation check to see what it is, because I wouldn't have a clue or something, just so I can actually take a look at it and go, okay.
Okay. Because so you get in. Automatons, some of the they resemble almost like mechanical horses, and they control like carriages in a way. Because almost like a mechanical slave of sorts, and she directs you to it. Yeah. So anyone else with incumbency actually is the what's it called course would also be heading in that direction. So actually, anyone else with that, let me know, and she'll put you on that same.
Into what? Incumbency.
It's incumbency, basically. It is magical studies beginning incumbency. Yes. But technically, she would have directed any of those that have the same class as Ash in that direction.
Is there anybody else who takes incumbency actually?
I think it's just me.
It's just okay.
I've got instruction to incumbency.
Okay. And X was, I believe, Merton. Yeah, so yours would be Archimancy. Yes.
Yeah.
And you would be directed towards a law hold, basically.
Yeah.
Law hold campus.
Oh, does that mean? Oh no!
That's number 2. I love how that worked out, actually. It's great. And Herbie, you have Arcanobotany for beginners.
Hey, I have Arcanobotany for beginners.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to put up with Bobby. Oh, no.
Now you're going to do 2 classes.
No, I'm sorry. Go there. My class is Arcanobotany for beginners. I'm beginning computational magic.
Which one's second, though?
Beginning computational magic is 3rd for me.
3rd.
Yeah.
So what was?
I don't know. I'd have to look at them.
Let me check. That is true. Let's see if there's a clash in your schedules.
Yeah, please don't clash my schedules.
Is there only one? Is that class just once a day, or is it multiple times a day?
On the list that you're giving me, I see Mavinda pulls out her scroll. Let's see here. It says you have Arcanobotany for beginners. So she looks to you and Herbie as well.
Right. So I don't have beginning computational magic today.
No.
Okay. Yes.
No. You can go with Herbie.
That's not why I'm saying yes. I'm quite upset.
She goes, Also, she kind of leans over to Kailani and looks towards Herbie. She goes, also, I'm sorry to say that your other classmate, Simon, has been feeling a bit unwell today. Are you all, either you two close enough to write notes for her so she may catch up with some of her classes, especially magical physiologies?
I can share my notes.
Good. She smiles, hoots happily. Right, you have class, I believe.
Was she supposed to also have a kind of bottom?
I'll have to check the list, and she does so. 1 second.
checking, looking.
Loading. Yeah, so she looks to the lists.
Does she have incrementing?
Incrementing. Yes. So she is going to look real quick.
She's not an out. She's not a slide. I don't know why Herbie just pointed that out about Kailani, but he's confirming that she's not a slide.
Oh, but you messed up Herbie's schedule then, because he also has necromancy.
I don't have necromancy.
No, it's different. So for those clashes,
no, Herbie, but Merton does.
Merton does.
Did you call me Herpy?
No, you okay. 1 second. You told Ash he was going to have inclemency, and Merton that he was going to have archaeomancy. Herbie also has archaeomancy.
Alright, so for those clashes, there will be two different ones. Two different ones. Yes. Okay, two different professors, or like two different schedules. Some people, it's gonna bound to clash with some.
Bound to clash. Okay.
So you're gonna have.
Did I get reassigned?
Computational one or a kind of one?
Oh no, you'd be going on your list. It was Arcana. A second. Yes.
I'm confused. Am I reassigned classes? Because I don't have.
No,
that.
You're not reassigned.
Yep, you're good.
Oh, archaeomancy is at the bottom.
Okay. She explains that for anyone that's like, I'm gonna miss class. Right, so as you're all pointed in the right direction, which she does, she indicates who goes where. There's a good place to have a little bit of a break, and we will pick it up in 5-10 minutes.
Hurrah!
That's you. Hi.
Oh.
Hello.
Oh hi.
Hello.
Sorry.
If I may give an above-table announcement real quick.
Enthusiastic to be here. Right. So, where we left off, the students have attended their first class. They successfully processed information about the slide, aberrations from the realm of limbo, with a passion to basically propagate across the multiverse. They are just now heading towards their second classes for the day, with, I believe, Ash heading towards Silvercore campus to attend his Incomancy class. We also have Merton heading towards his Archaeomancy, followed by Herbie and Kailani heading towards I believe it's the biology class, basically.
Whoa there!
Arcana
It's botany. It's not biology, it's botany. Big difference.
So they're heading towards Witherbloom, I'm guessing.
There you go. You heard it first from Kailani.
Well, look, as a zoologist, do not say biology.
Yes, I know. I know it wasn't biology. My mind was like B. I was like, it's botany. Arcana botany. And yes, so we'll start with Ash. So Ash, you have arrived at Silverwood campus and you've been guided towards the lecture halls within the hall. You are now awaiting your class. Is there anything you wanted to do before it begins?
Well, I think Peter had something he wanted to say, first.
Thank you for noticing that.
It's okay.
It was actually an announcement, so it's kind of it's above table, so maybe I should wait till after. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello? Hello.
Have you muted your computer?
No. Oh shit! I have to. Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
Okay,
Lower the
so
volume before
I'll let Peter go.
since all the
Carry on.
yeah, I would like to invite everybody to tune in to D&D Play 20 Twitch tomorrow evening as the premiere of Curse of Strahd with DM Daddy,
All right.
Daddy DM. Well, we
Dungeon
have
Dungeon Daddy. Christine.
yes, she is also the host of the Dungeon Boys podcast. So you may know her from that, and she will be running a campaign for us. So that begins, I think, at 7 tomorrow night Eastern.
I believe it's 8. I thought it was 8.
7 or 8. Join our Discord if you would like to find out.
Yeah, I tried to get into that one.
See, I had an in because I'm the tech guy.
Basically.
I had an in because I was in her previous straw that didn't.
Okay.
They didn't carry on. So.
Okay.
Right. Who would be my teacher for the beginning intimacy?
All right.
Ooh, that's a good point.
So your teacher. So as if you're not doing anything, if you're waiting outside the the lecture hall with other teachers, for your knowledge, it is Ambrose Liu. He's one of the deans of Silverquill. He is actually the dean of Shadow. He is the one that runs Incomancy. If you need the name, I shall put it up on.
Sure.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, and same as before. As soon as I can go in, I'll just go front row if there's nobody there.
Yeah. So as you walk in through into the hall, you notice that while it's similar to the Biblioplex's lecture hall, it's got the slight differences of basically of the signs of the Silverquill architecture to it. It's got several. It's basically in hues of black and white to emphasize the dichotomy between the light and shadow that the school enforces and tries to distinguish. Apart, and there's several inkling mascots that seem to be present as well, around the lecture hall, kind of mind your own business. Very grandiose, kind of like one of those top of the line kind of lecture halls, basically very fancy. Okay. And the lectern itself seems to be almost made out of marble itself. As you take your seat at your desk, you notice other students file in. Lighting's quite, it's dim, so it's kind of like a balance again between light and dark. And as you take your seat, the door behind all of you opens, and this old but elegant old man with a trim white beard, his hair a little bit longer, almost like neck length. It's more like combed, like silvery black hair that's going gray, basically. Okay. The long black collar, with shoulder pads, a long black cloak, a very what's it called? What is that? It's that frill that they wear, the fancy kind of collars that old, yes. Fancy gentlemen used to wear. He walks in with this again with the colors of Silverquill emblazoned prominently. I'll show you what he looks like. Yeah. He walks in and he goes, "All right, class, settle down." And he kind of walks in, and as he does so, the lights flare and then dim again as he kind of walks in, and he makes his way to the front and he looks around at everyone. And he goes, "All right, well, for those who do not know, I am Ambrose Liu, Dean of Shadow of Silverquill, and your teacher for Incomancy. Looks at everyone. Everyone's got like cravat. Going back to what he was. Thank you.
Sorry, I got that.
Thank you. I like that. It's going to bother me as well. For those who do not know me that well, I am said to be a prominent master of ink magic, next to none. And I would not mince my words. Those who are not quick enough to keep up with my class will find themselves lacking, and I will not tolerate slacking in my class. And he looks around. A lot of people look really nervous. If you hear a few gulps amongst everyone, Ash, he kind of looks around and he like locks eyes with you, kind of nods. I demand the best of my students, and my motto is, you get what you put into your work, you get in what you deserve. Right. So I think we should begin with the basics of why we are here. And kind of waves his hand, and one of the inklings kind of like starts to make his way towards him. He goes, so, Silverquill embodies the balance between light and dark. The power of word has always been important across arcane studies. We encompass literature, essays, drama, poetry, languages, rhetoric, and obviously dramatic performances. Incromancy more specializes again in the written word. He looks around at everyone again. He's kind of like trying to see. It feels like he's trying to pick out who already is going to be a problem in his class. He's kind of like scanning front row, kind of like keeping everyone eyes locked. So, we are going to emphasize the way that the written word can be influenced through magic. He begins the lecture. Ash, he basically goes over the way that, you know, when you write, for mostly for wizards, but like for any profession, like the importance of marking down spells, allocating how that power can be used, organizing it, how basically the written word can be in certain ways be manipulated to enhance one's own magical power. He goes over a lot of these things. He basically gives you the dichotomy between like the balance of it, especially within Silverquill, which you know is very important. They're all about, again, rhetoric, poetry, writing. I need you to do me, as he kind of like makes this point. I need you to make me do me let's see. Make a roll here. I would say roll me performance.
Okay.
Or I guess in your case you could do me a history as well if you wish. Okay. I don't mind that.
15 for performance, 13 history.
All right. Very nice. So as you encompass this, and it kind of makes sense to you as well because you're all also about that kind of craft. You're very much seeks to preserve stills, and he has also talked about this apart from the dichotomy. It's also about preserving the written word. It's of the utmost importance for arcane studies and the such, preserving not just history, but the importance of and the wording of magic itself for later generations.
In the back of Ash's mind, he's going to be trying to focus on how he can incorporate using like words and magical writing for contracts, and when he eventually becomes a lawyer.
Very nice. Right. So that's basically it. Like that's the whole play. He noticed, just for your benefit, as he's described, he's a man of no nonsense. You feel like in this class, you get you get what you get, and if you don't keep up, that's it. He's not going to give you a second chance.
Yep.
So that's basically what you go for your class. Unless there was anything else you wanted to do, anything you wanted to ask him.
Not yet. No, not on first day.
All right. Awesome. So I guess we're moving on to Merton. So Merton, you make your way to Lawhold, and in a very similar way, you walk into a very fine lecture hall depicting the architecture of Lawhold. There's a lot of those there's a lot of statues here representing different historical figures, important mages, archimancers, etc., etc. As you all file in, unless there was anything you want to do before class, as you file in, at the front of this class, again with the colors of red and white kind of embodied in here, you see in front of you this large individual. Like he's easily a giant. He has he's bald except for like a red ponytail that juts out from behind, with a long white, almost dwarvish beard, wearing these the cut like white kind of like clothing, and underneath what seems to be this ornate almost ceremonial armor that he wears. He seems to have this strong gaze as he looks around everyone. He goes, "Welcome, class. I am Osgir, and today we shall study the importance of the past. And I am, for those who don't know me, I am Osgir, the Reconstructor, and I have to say, I am obsessed with the relics of the past. You can learn a lot about the past, not just from the people, but what they create. I am a master of being able not only to decipher what an object can do, but also replicate it. So, and he looks around at everyone. The importance, and we all know what the importance here of Lawhold College is. We are devoted to the study of history and broadly understand the very aspects of the culture, behavior, and social relationships of those that have come before us. Again, that helps us understand not just them, but the type of items they make. So let's begin with the basics. And then just kind of like with Ash, he begins to describe the different ways that the cultures influence the kind of items that are created. He goes over the basics of cultural history, the importance of cultural history, archaeology, and how magic itself can be used to also decipher it. He explains how, in a way, that it can overlap with the Prismaric College in the fields of history. He also embodies that how one can approach unearthing secrets and to share that illumination with people. But that obviously it takes time, and it's not a process that should be rushed. It should be timed. I need you to roll me a history.
That would be a 21.
Nice. So everything they say kind of resonates with you. Like you're kind of in that mindset of the past is important to you. You kind of know it's a lot of people around you kind of seem to be a bit like glassy eyed, but you're very focused on this, and this makes sense to you. So I should also mention, Ash, you should also, and Merton, you should mark off this as like a tick in your second class, because you guys are on point. You guys are understanding the basics, and you can add these points to this will give you like a D4 for your exams coming up.
So it's a tick on the D4, not on the class.
No, it's a tick on the class. I would give them the D4.
Right.
Yeah. So when you pass and you understand your class, you get bonuses accordingly. So yeah,
So where do we take? Sorry, where do we take? Just in
so
number one.
just marking your second class for the same classes, and then just tick it off and add like 5 points.
That's
as well
fine.
to the, yeah. Well done.
Oh, come on. Story. There we go. Thank you.
Yeah, so basically, again, this is just the intro today, but he basically outlines the core study, like how you're going to do this, like from beginning to end. You get a feeling he's a very, apart from his nature, I would say do me an Arcana check, because he's a giant, but I kind of want to see if he kind of would recognize what kind of giant he is.
Another 21.
Nice. Yeah, so from his disposition, it's very interesting that you probably never thought you'd see this, but as a stone giants are generally not. It's interesting. He's got quite a good disposition for one, especially when it comes to history. He basically wraps up the class again, outlining the importance of history, and that one day amongst the best of you, he will help you develop your own way of conveying your magic, not just in the magical art of the duplicative restoration, which is just his forte, basically. Those are interested in that kind of magic, he will teach, but he's here to guide all of you in your own path through history. All right, and that's your class that wraps up. So if there was nothing else, there was no questions for him, Merton will be moving on to Irby and Kailani. So both of you are taken to Witherbloom, and you make your way towards that campus. And as you make your way into that giant tree that dominates the center of that college, you're taken down the hall and await your class. And unless there was anything you two wanted to discuss or say before class.
Kailani is trying to keep distance from Herbie. Well, you told you What? You're muted, Peter, I think.
You don't have to raise your voice at me, Kailani. I know you're not a slod now. You don't stink like one. You smell pretty.
Well, I guess at least we shared the chat.
I pat her on the back. Sleight of hand.
What are you doing?
You don't know. Do your slap. Nice.
I put a kick me sign on her back.
Oh my god.
I assume from her reaction, her passive perception is below 15. Yes. So she kind of buys it. She's going to give him another chance. It's a little weird. Got off to a bad start and, called her a slut, but, she's got bygones be bygones. Her uncles did say, make friends. So she is trying to. And then you put a community sign on her back. And she goes off happily with you into class as everyone is called in. As you all walk in, you obviously see, again, similar, but yet different style of lecture hall. The desks, the lectern itself, it's all almost seems to be made from like the most beautiful handcrafted wood. Like it's beautiful. On it, there's like a lot of the vines seem to be adorned, like kind of growing around the walls. The lighting itself in here is not from arcane light, but it seems to be made from like almost these fireflies, or like that seem to be like illuminating the whole. They seem to be glowing brightly with a green kind of arcane tinge to them. And as you sit down and await your class, doesn't take long, to be fair. There's beautiful dark-skinned woman with like this long, I guess you could say long shock of hair that's kind of arched up into like a ponytail. Her hair almost seems to be the wilderness itself, as what adorns it is like it seems to be like a massive like blue purple flower on her right hand side. She has these beautiful green gloves that match her beautiful green but simple wither bloom robes with her shoulder pads basically with the same kind of purple flowers that seem to be uh, adorning her hair. She walks in and she looks at everyone
Um,
and smiles, and you see she waves her hand, and one of these fireflies seems to be dancing around her fingers. She goes, I am Lisette, Dean of Witherbloom. It's like, nice to meet you. I'm Dean of the Root. And she looks at everyone. And as she waves her hands, like the fireflies all light up. And everyone looks around kind of in awe. And she gives all of you a wide smile. She goes, welcome. Welcome all to your first botany class. And she looks at her. For those who don't know me, I am Dean Lisette. Known to be one of the best and most renowned world-class healers and herbalists. And she looks around the room.
I'm a healer.
She looks at you, smiles, keeps talking. I am of the mind of preserving nature and life. And I'm here to instill the same respect in all of you, of all living things, especially plant life. And she says that like plant, like the vines and all that have been wrapping around the walls, even the front of the stage where she's standing on seem to like writhe and move as she's talking. She goes, so I'll outline basically what this class is going to be about. Basically, the study of botany is important because it's a very strong indicator of how the positive energy from the positive plane can influence magic and become a strong source of restorative power. She looks at everyone. From the smallest plant, and she points, and you see one of these seedlings seems to grow in her hand, to the largest plant, and you see one of the large vines seems to arch out of the ground itself, and like seems to be like overshadowing her, writhing around. We all have our importance in nature. And basically, she goes on about the balance between life and death, the importance of ecosystems in this matchup, and how you can use it to your advantage with certain plants themselves being able to enhance those restorative energies from the positive plane. She basically, again, she outlines that strong core belief that anyone that takes the time and has the patience can channel their magic and enhance it with basically plant life if they know what they're looking for. So I need you both to roll me. I want you to roll me. She's loving me.
I'm hoping it's nature.
Yes, I'll take a nature.
Yeah. Apparently, nay.
Okay, that's fine.
Why? Why so long? Oh, can I use guidance?
That's fine. And DC was 12. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so you both go away from here. Like you understand, like, you both have that inclination. Kailani makes sense to you. Again, a few other people are kind of a little confused, a little bit out of it. Surprisingly, you notice that Herbie's also following this line of thought. However weird this little Alan has been to you, he was serious when he said he wanted to help people. As he's shown unorthodox methods, but he looks like he's paying attention. Both of you can mark off a tick in your second class and add 5 points to it as well.
I gotta find it. I just want to amend something too. The sign doesn't say kick me, it says special.
Okay.
And it's in the form of a post-it. A big post-it.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So I put this in year 1, number 2.
Yes.
And a +5.
Mm-hmm.
And level. Level up.
You're pushing that.
Oh yes, you level up, and then I'll be able to throw something big at you. Sure. No.
Staff of healing.
You get your level. It's just started. So. Okay. All right. So basically, yeah, she again summarizes the class, and Caroline, you find it very interesting, as she states that the study of plants and the such and of nature, it overlaps with Quandrix's analysis of mathematical patterns in nature, because it's very important to be able to see those patterns and recognize them if you're going to be good at what you do. And she finishes by emphasizing the division in the college's philosophy is growth or decay, the dividing force in nature. And that's what you're here to study with your botany. And that concludes the class. So if there's anything else you two wanted to do, she wraps it up. That's it for you guys for today. There's anything else you wanted to do?
Could you put the spelling of her name in the chat, please?
You sure? You lose points for not knowing a teacher's name, Peter. I'm sorry.
Lisette. Oh. Never mind, I see it. I feel embarrassed.
You're good. I'm putting it up anyway. Dean of the Roots.
So what does she have a last name?
You don't know. She may.
Okay.
She may not.
Nothing wrong with just one name.
Yes, this is Dean, this Professor that, yes.
Yeah.
She's a human, right?
She's human, yeah. Alright.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Alright, seeing as this is your first day, that pretty much wraps up your classes for the morning. You have some free time coming up for all of you. You may take that time to sign up for clubs or do anything you wish.
Oh yeah, didn't we sign up with Professor Sharpie for the sheet, or do we have to actually go for them?
No, you're good. Seeing as this is your first day, that's not going to happen just yet. So you do have some free time. It's just if you wanted to, it was anything you wanted to change, anything you wanted to go investigate.
I would probably fully explore the Silver Quill campus after my class.
Right.
Yeah, I'd probably just walk around it and get to know it.
No, yeah, for sure. Just in general, or like anything in particular?
No, just in general, just walking around, trying to memorize the whole place.
Okay, very nice. I like that. So yeah, you take your time looking at the different places in Silver Quill. So let me just move you to see an idea. Silver Quill campus.
So I'm gonna flap my wings and hover over to my classmate there, and I'm gonna say, "Look, Kailani, I can do a magic trick," and I'll wave my hands around, and I'll quickly, without her realizing it, reach behind her and snatch off the note and say, "Look!" And I'll hold up a note that was on her back that says special. And I'll say, "See, I'm not the only one that thinks you're special." She didn't even catch that. See that? I just went through all that, and they're not even paying attention. They're muted.
That's okay. One quick question for you there, Peter.
Yeah.
What is your character currently wearing?
a yellow robe with kind of a tealish blue trim.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you had your armor on.
Oh, I have armor on underneath my...
You can't fly with medium armor if you're a cleric.
You know what? For flavor purposes.
Okay, that's fine. I was just checking. I just wanted to see you walk and try and flap in armor. It'd be fun.
I'll keep that in mind, though, for when...
Yeah, okay.
I can't hear Mariana at all.
No, they're both on mute, that's why. You're both on mute.
You're on mute. Are you not? Okay.
I hear you now.
There we go.
To it.
Go ahead, Peter.
I was... Kailani looked really surprised at you. My question is, did you roll a second sleight of hand?
Oh, I guess I have to roll another sleight of hand, huh? I'm trying to be friendly here. Why? Oh, crap.
Oh, the first bad roll today.
Oh, look what somebody put on your back. I'm not the only one that thinks you're special.
I want him to roll a deception check.
Deception? My passive insight is higher.
Ooh.
Is that?
Yeah, that's not bad.
Peter, she believes you, and she goes, oh, did you see who put this on my back?
Oh.
Do you think it's mean?
No, I think they think you're special. Like really pretty and really, really polite and a good student and maybe they want to copy off of your papers and cheat off you.
He was enjoying it until he said that. Then she was like, I won't let them. But thank you.
I'm here for you.
I'll forgive you.
Thank you. And might I say that you look especially ravishing this evening. My mommy told me to say that to ladies.
She was right. It's very nice to hear. You want to do homework?
Sure. You want a Tootsie Roll Pop?
You want what?
A Tootsie Roll Pop.
What is that?
What's that, Peter?
It's a lollipop with a Tootsie Roll in the middle. You never saw the commercial? Mr.
No.
Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop? I figured if any of my characters have one, it'll be this character.
Right, I see what it is. She nods, she takes it, and she offers you a tamaki in exchange.
Oh, thank you. Is this spicy?
No.
Okay. Does it have worms, grubs, slots?
It's got fish. Well, it's got it's got sea worms.
Oh, I like it. Thank you.
Sea slugs as well. Okay. She gives it to you. And
Wow.
she says, let's go to the library. And she says very happily. I think my club is there as well. Do you have club today?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, you said you also were part of the live role-playing guild, right?
Yeah, I thought maybe we could play Dungeons and Dragons.
I don't know that one. But that'd be cool.
I think here it's called the Game of Life.
Yeah, it's just life.
Oh.
It's just life.
Oh, so we're playing true life role-playing games.
Yeah.
She's like, it's in the video place. Come on. And she
Okay.
Okay.
Also, what was the name of the professor from the magical technology?
Ferelda Lang.
Thank you. So was she like a dryad?
Yes.
Yeah.
She was indeed a dryad. Alright.
Nice. So yeah, that's what they do. They go to the people
You gotta be
to
real-
study until it's time for. At least Kalani is going to homework and study until it's time for going to the live role playing guild. But she'll probably be looking to study not anything to do with the classes after her homework, but books on mimics, if there's anything on mimics.
Okay.
She's stumped and she doesn't like it.
She's stumped. Yeah, she sure can. I assume you go to the biblioplex and ask. Yeah, that's fine. You are direct. Yeah, so do me. Let's mimics next.
I'm gonna look for a book that's entitled "The Political, Social, and Geometrical Ramifications of Slots."
Roll me a D100 for that one.
It should exist given the classes you have.
Yeah. But I want to see if it's too advanced for her. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you ask the librarian, and they kind of give this look, and they kind of go, and they call out one of the cog archivist, which is one of these mechanical contraptions. It kind of like walks over, and she instructs, and it floats off to find the book. Kailani, she also takes your request, and you're both handed books that are about your topic. So Kailani gets the book about. Basically, wow, my mind's been blank. Mimics, and you can do me a general arcana or history to see how well you retain that information, how much do you glean from it. Herbie, you can attempt to pursue your conflicts textbook. You could also do a arcana history check.
20, not 24, 24.
Very nice.
He understands mimics, but nothing about mimics to do with what he wants.
Herbie struggles a little bit more, but all right. So first with you, Kailani. Kailani, what specifically about mimics did you want to know? Was it just in general, or?
Yeah, she's trying to figure out if indeed there is anything that is like, because it's about the goop, right? She wants to know if there's anything that is known to cause that.
Right. Right. So, as you go through your book, which also is quite amusingly depicted as the front cover is Mimics Among Us. That's the name of it, and it's basically the book itself is got the hardcover texture of like wood, and it's like the mimic's mouth and all that tongue and all that. You kind of flick the paper. Yeah. It's a bit realistic for your taste. You feel it sometimes as the book shifts in your hand. First of all, you realize that it tells you that mimics are shape-shifting aberrations that largely... hang on, let me just check something real quick before I give you the wrong info. So yeah. Stand by. So yeah. It basically tells you that these creatures, these monstrosities, not aberrations, these are like shape-shifting predators that, again, they can take on the form of many inanimate objects and to lure in all kinds of unwitting creatures or explorers. Talks about how the perfect imitators, like they lie in wait and they take their time to resemble wood, stone, other basic materials, but it doesn't really depict anything about ooze. Like they can be slimy when they're trying to devour you. They have adhesive properties. They're nothing again like what you saw. None of them seem to. Nowhere does it say that they excrete that same kind of murky oils-like substance that you saw. So you basically get a good sense of these.
But this is not normal.
But this is not normal. Mimics are not known for this. And you kind of toy with the idea: is it the adhesive? But no, when you got wrapped around it, it didn't kind of leave that substance on you. It's not from the tongue, not from the pseudopods that they used to like wrap around people. Yes, it's nothing related to that. Herbie, what do you mean to glean from your book? What are you trying to really get to?
How the presence of slots have affected various political cultures. Have they infiltrated political cultures? Where they are most known to be in the, geometrically. I guess that would be measurement. Okay, then their various sizes and political, geometrical. And do people? Is there a lot of paranoia about slots infiltrating cultures?
It's a heavy book. As you kind of write through it, you got trying to wrap your head around it. What you glean from it is that the basics is that slaads are not really the biggest threat when it comes to infiltrating. Yes, they do have that ability to do so, but it's what mostly is depicted here that is they seek to propagate the chaos phage. It's not so much about infiltrating, it's so much as absorbing into their collective, basically. What you feel from these readings is that it's many more things like doppelgangers that are more like a danger to infiltrating society. Like they take places and they perfectly imitate people, and they shift political landscapes. Not so much slaads unless it's for their own agendas, again, to propagate. So, but that's sort of basics you get. You get a headache from this a little bit. You have to close the book because it's like a lot to take in. You may seek to study it further, but probably not today. You might develop a migraine.
Okay. Or the DM could.
The DM could.
DM could. Yeah, it feels really nice. Sure. All right, so are you two good with your books? Or is there anything else you want to do in the bigger place?
No, she'll then just go when it's time to the live action role playing guild. I assume Herbie will go too. She does get a bit iffy that he's looking into slabs, but because he hasn't pointed at her to say anything, she's happy.
Is there a cookbook on slots?
Oh my god.
You may request one.
No, that's okay. I was just making it funny.
How to cook slots.
Well, yes. The 1,001 ways in which to cook a slab.
You never know, it might exist in the library.
I think if it doesn't exist, it'll be one of Herbie's
masterpieces.
Yeah.
I'll have to research it.
Okay. All right. So, as you both do that, we'll probably head back towards what Ash and Milton are doing. So, Ash, after you finish taking in Silverquill, and it's a beautiful campus. It seems straight out of like ancient times, basically.
Yep.
With beautiful old style architecture, as you can see on the map. What else do you want to do?
Ash, after he's done that, he'd probably head back to the biblioplex, and start back into the book that he took out the last time. The book from Mordekainen, the book that has the name of every race on each homeworld, and he'd continue to study that. He's got 4 hours into it.
All right. So indeed, you can dive deep into that if you wish, for sure.
Okay.
You may. How many hours? Let's say it's about midday.
He'd probably put another 4 hours in at least then.
Sure.
At least till dinner-ish or whatever else pops up and around the area.
Yeah, you can mark off 4 hours for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Apart from that, anything else you wanted to do?
Not yet. No, Ash isn't going to bother to start in with any extracurricular for at least like a week or two. He just wants to studies and get set for the most part.
Really hammer it on.
Yeah, he's got lots to do.
Lots to
He's
do.
on a mission.
Lots to see. All right, so I just to see how well you digest this study, roll me another history,
Okay.
and roll with advantage this time because
Okay.
you're going to get into it now. Let's mark your progress. That's good. You do
Double
another-
17s.
Well, 17 seems to be the number of the
It
day.
sure does.
That's a magic number, so yeah, sure. You're off to it was a hard start for you, but now you're starting to really get into it. Is there anything specific in the book you want to come in, or is it just a general?
No, pretty much just straight standard copy from that book into my book.
Right, fair enough.
His plan is basically every book that he wants to learn, he's just going to carbon copy one to the other.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, you do it well. You understand it's not just copying the words, you're actually starting to retain that information.
And it's all going to be, when I copy it, it's going to be in
Dwarvish. Come into play, for sure.
Yeah.
If you encounter any of these races, we'll get into that as you progress. Sure. Well done. So anything else? Just carbon copy?
Pretty much carbon copy until something comes up or dinner first, whichever.
All right, sounds good. Merton, what are you up to?
What I'd like to do, thinking about it, is after the class is over, go up to the professor and what I'd like to do is just say, "Excuse me, Professor, can I take a moment of your time?"
Yeah, you see, Professor Osgier tells you, "Ah, yes, lad. What is it that you need?"
I was just wondering if you had any recommended book list, or some kind of list of reading materials.
Yes, I think I could scrounge up some books for you. Next class, I shall give you some of my recommendations, if that's all right. I shall. Anything specific that you were looking for?
Just looking for a basic introductory text. I think I do have there is a reason why I'm taking this class. So I want to get it right.
All right. Yeah. Yes, I can do that. He looks at you curiously. Because if you'll forgive me, what is it that you wish to seek here?
He takes a moment to consider it and just says, "I want to learn more about my ancestors." And I thought this would be a good way to do it. Most of my immediate family are not really interested in the past. I come from a different realm, from Theros, so Minotaurs don't have the best reputation there. So
he nods. All right. Well, that is always a fine thing to strive for. It is not just on Theros that they are looked down upon. Many other cultures are not seen as anything but brutes. But I see you have a keen eye and a keen intellect for the path.
Yes. Yep. I'm here to learn.
All right. So I assume you wish to read a text that depicts a way to be able to communicate with your ancestors in some ways?
Yes, please. Yep.
All right. Yes, I'll get back to you on that. I think I have a book somewhere that might help you. I will pass that on to you when I have found it. It should be available on the Biblioplex. I shall message you. You are Merton, correct? He looks at you.
That is correct, sir.
Right. You're staying in your first year. You're staying at the dormitories. I will pass on word to you. Don't you worry.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So to you, like you're usually the biggest person in your class. He's gonna look down at you like fondly. He goes, "All right."
Yeah.
Good. I shall get back to you on that one. Was there anything else you wanted from him, or anything else you wanted?
No, that will be it, sir. Thank you. And then I will leave, and then head over to the Biblioplex and just start wandering the bookshelves, I think.
Right, yeah, sure. Just casually. Yeah, so that's all you wanted to do. I guess we'll go back to Kailani and
Will we
Herbie.
spot Merton when he comes in?
I would say everyone that's gathered at the Bibliothex could. It depends where you all are, but maybe do a perception check, all of you, to see if you spot one another walking by, doing their own different things.
Oh, roll twice. 12.
Well,
Boy, these purple dice are rolling great for me.
all right. So, DC 14, 17. Yeah, I mean, none of you are really trying to hide from one another, so I would say that you do spot each other in the passing. It would be up to all of you to see if you say anything or acknowledge one another.
Hi, Milton.
I look down. Ah, hello, Herbie. How's your lesson?
It was fun.
You actually paid attention?
No.
No.
Yes.
So what was your subject?
Plants?
Plants. Oh, okay.
Honestly,
Well,
I was going to copy Kailani's notes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that the way you're going to play it? Is it?
We have to drop them off for what's Saint's character's name?
Simon.
Simon. We have to drop them off for Simon, and I want to add a note to give to her too.
Ah, that's nice.
It
Anyway,
depends
so
on,
where you
depends on the
now?
night.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get together to play D&D. I don't know. What's next?
I don't know.
Oh.
I honestly don't know. I was heading back. I was just, yeah. I am getting a bit hungry. Let's be honest. I am not going to lie. A minotaur my size is in need of constant sustenance. That's for sure.
You wanted tamaki?
What? Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Do you want a tamaki? She hands you over like it's kind of like a type of sushi with a type of rice with like wrapped in a cone.
Yeah. Okay, I will take the food and try it, which I'm guessing I've never tried before. So.
So whether you think Merton likes fish.
Constitution save.
I've never had. Well, where I'm from probably won't have seafood, so it's my first time trying it. So I will take it and just eat it, and just say, never tried seafood before. I think I like it.
That's sea worm and sea slug.
Huh.
Now you can do a concept. No, I'm kidding.
Where's the EpiPen?
Is he allergic?
I was gonna say there's no
Shellfish, pufferfish.
It's all organic. No preservatives. You're fine.
It's fine. They got the best.
There's no shellfish. Yeah.
It's raw. Just then.
It's raw. Yeah.
You didn't tell me that.
But it's sushi.
He looks at you like, huh?
Who cooks worms?
Yeah. So where are we headed?
Are you also going to play at the live role playing guild?
Well, okay. I was thinking of joining the Dead Languages Society.
Ah, we can find out what it is for you.
Yeah. Haven't quite got there yet. I spent a lot of time in the library. So, Kailani, how was the botany? How was the plant study?
Yeah, how is it?
It was really interesting. I learned a lot. She starts like doing. I'm not going to do that for everybody's sake, but she starts like summarizing the entire class.
Like literally all of it. Unlike Herbie, who was very vague. Oh, we study plants. Everything. Like the mission statement,
just
down
what I
to
said.
how the professor looked like, and
Yes.
Kailani, the potted version.
Yeah, I will roll an insight, and if you see that like not into it, she'll switch and she'll say, "Do you remember the mimic we fought?"
Yes. How could I forget? Wow. That
I
tongue
remember how I took some of the goop that it fell off afterwards.
No. No. Don't think I was anywhere near you when you did that.
She explains like, well, that supposedly there's no black goop, and she takes out a vial and she's like, "See this? I've been trying to figure out what it is." I asked the professor. She like gives you an update about what it is. I have the theory that this mimic was created by somebody.
Oh, well, maybe what?
A mommy mimic?
I hope there's not more of them. Let's hope there's not more of them.
And I have a feeling it's that bad, evil professor.
Which one is the evil professor? Again, enlighten me.
The one that looked really mean. She describes Professor Greencrest.
Yeah.
Greencrest?
For those that don't remember, Greencrest.
Peter's like, what?
I'm sorry?
Peter, have you forgotten that there was a crossover?
Yeah, I did.
I can honestly say I don't remember anyone looking at me meanly anyway, so...
I think you were in your room when we seen Professor Greenquist.
Okay.
I can't remember if we ran into them before.
Yeah, I think she spoke to us in public, and then she was also the teacher that came into my room.
Right.
I don't think I've ever had anyone look at me meanly before, so I'm not quite sure who you're talking about.
Well, I don't know. I don't trust her. I didn't like her. Anyway, maybe I'm wrong. I'll wait for the professor to give me an update when she's investigated it. But we should be on the lookout. If you see black goop like this anywhere, there probably is trouble.
Okay. Yeah, sounds like a plan. Not paying any attention.
Ash would have looked at you really mean the first time I seen you. You would have got that.
But yeah. So, who's for food? I'm still hungry. I'm going to just have sushi.
I'm probably pretty much ignoring all of this and just still copying and writing and learning.
It's just like looking up.
Looking up every now and then, but yeah.
Yeah, just engrossed in your book.
There can be only one.
Alright. So, yeah, if Merton's still hungry, you may head over to the Biboplex cafeteria.
Brilliant. I mean, I'm 7 foot tall, so need all the sustenance I can get.
Okay. Real quick, let's see what's on the specials for today. Let's roll for it. So today, the special brought out to you by Miss Aisla Fizzbottom, the kindly gnome cafeteria lady, is dragon breath peppers and a salami on a bagel.
Okay, I will. They don't call them dragon breath peppers for nothing.
No, they don't. Do me a concert.
Oh.
This will be fun.
Wait, is it spicy? Ah.
21.
Boy. Hey, and you feel that warmth, but to you coming from a place like Theros and your tough constitution, it's you go, is there any spice in this? You kind of think to yourself, you kind of like munching it along. Student next to you that ordered the same thing takes a bite of this. This young halfling takes it, bites it, and his face goes red, and he spouts of blood. He has to run off. You kind of look at him like.
I will. If he runs off, I will finish what he's left behind.
Yeah. Oh.
It'll be a waste.
Good. To you, it's just like a puff of steam comes out of your mouth and your nostrils.
What was it? It was dragon breath peppers and what? Sorry, salami.
And salami on a bagel.
On a bagel. That's better.
Well done. Doesn't set everyone on fire. It's fun. They're making tough and Theros. For sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to try the dragon pepper.
Can I try? I want to try.
Sure can. Anyone that wants to try it. Give me a console.
They always say it's not good to drink water with spicy food.
Look.
Now, Lenny's constitution is a +6, and yet she rolls 10.
Yeah.
You both look at, just like the halfling nerd, I don't know if you noticed the halfling, but you're both focused on Merton, and he's like this little puff of smoke. He looks satisfied, looks full. Can't be that bad. You both take a bite of it, and both your eyes just go wide. Kailani, you seem to take it a little bit better than Herbie. Maybe it's your natural constitution. Maybe it's the water in your system. Maybe it's something that damps the fire, but you still you breathe out a little gout of flame. Herbie, you give out a little shriek, and your feathers puff out, and you start running around in circles in panic.
My feathers turn red, and I use thaumatology to make come out of my ears.
As soon as I see Herbie going nuts like that, I'm going to use Minor Illusion and create a death slat in front of him, 5 feet tall, and use Thaumaturgy to roar at him.
I nominate for inspiration.
Take a reroll.
Yes.
Yeah.
I already have inspiration.
Reroll.
Reroll. That'll work. So yeah, I'm just going to do that and like leave it up for a good 10 seconds and then banish it. And then go back to the rating.
I'm just watching Herbie go riding round and round the cafeteria.
Herbie's gonna faint.
What's the problem?
I was gonna ask you to roll, but he's
I don't think I will use one finger to give him chest compressions.
Inspiration.
Nothing. I want you to do me a medicine check with advantage. You're like being belly down like that. You're like.
Oh no. 13.
13's enough. It's enough for you not to do more damage.
When I open my eyes, they're glowing red.
And you see a big Minotaur face looking down at you. It's just like. You down again.
I fainted again.
He faints.
Oh, little Herbie.
And when he's still trying to deal with the spice, she's not caring about what's happening otherwise. She's like.
The matronly gnome walks out. She goes, "Are you kids here?" She sees you like. She's like, He looks like you've been eating, and she turns around and gets a glass of milk and hands it to.
I will turn around and just say, I have to say, I can highly recommend the dragon breath peppers and the salami on the bagel. I can't speak for these two, but I absolutely loved it.
In the back of my mind, I'm just going to think to myself, maybe now he's not going to try and eat a death slag or any slag.
Kyla's like, I don't know if I could taste it, maybe I could recommend it. And then she looks at the milk. What is this? It's really saving me. What is it?
She smiles. It's milk, dear.
Yes, they always say you should drink milk with spice.
Yeah, she looks at Merton. hides the glass.
She looks a bit confused while you're looking at Ned, and she goes,
Well, I'm just
I'm
no
sorry,
change to my face expression.
are you allergic to goat's milk? She looks at you.
And she goes, oh, no, it's okay, thank you.
She looks confused.
She realizes goat's milk.
But she's seeing, like, she's like looking between your nerves, and she goes,
Huh?
she walks away and she clears that up.
Misconceptions today.
Misconceptions.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
stereotypes.
I'm
This is
just
the end of the episode. Stereotypes and misconceptions.
Yeah.
I'm just going to look at the others and as if to say, what's the problem here? I see no problem. They were delicious.
She goes, lovely dear, have one on the house, and she gives you one to go, and she like wraps it up. I'm like,
I wrap it up and stick it in my school bag.
Sally's eyes widen and she sees another one, and she instinctively like leans back away.
This went so much better than I thought. Dude. All right, Herbie, are you still knocked out on the floor?
I just rolled a death save.
No!
The gnome woman looks at Herbie on the floor. She goes, is he all right? She looks.
Yeah,
What
it'll be.
happened? Is he actually dying?
No.
He'll be fine in 12 seconds.
It's a death slot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I rolled a death save.
Mm-hmm.
Ba-dum-bum.
I think it deserves some reroll for that.
No, I think you should take one away.
Take one. Negative
No.
reroll.
Oh,
No, you can have it.
humbug. I'm going with the first suggestion.
Right. Carleni goes up to you. If she genuinely thinks are dying, she will give you a healing potion.
Oh, you don't have to do that.
But yeah, before you do that, Carlani, do me a insight check or a medicine check to see who's actually dying. Yeah, go on.
5 for 7. I definitely think
You definitely think he's dying. What does everyone do as she looks like? How would you take this?
God, it actually killed him. She picks him up.
I will just pick him up and give him a little shake. Come on, Herbie. Come on. Wake up.
My wings just kind of droop like a chicken being held upside down.
Yeah, she goes.
I'm tempted just to go to smack, wake him up. But I don't think that'll. Come on. It's not that bad.
I'll burp.
Can we have some more milk here, please? And then I wake him
Yeah,
up.
she comes over with a tray. Look at what's
Then
on
I
the
just douse him in milk. I just douse him in milk.
It's just.
she get like a jug and like a few like cups for it. You just pick the jug and like rip it on.
No, he said he would dump him.
Oh,
Douse him.
you're dipping him in it.
Either pour it all over him or dunk him in the milk.
Okay, I wake up and start flapping my wings like when a dog clears all the moisture, water off him. I'm gonna flutter my wings to get it all over everybody.
I turn around to Herbie and say, you do realise you're going to start smelling of sour milk soon.
Oh.
You better have a shower and soon.
Right now, he looks like
Okay.
this like white little.
No ball of fluff in my hand here.
She weaves her hand and she dumps 30 pounds of water on everybody. And then she'll use Gus to dry us off.
So before anyone can react, they are drenched head to foot in this magical conjured water, and then blow dried, so that you can even blink.
So now Herbie's feathers are all puffed up.
Yeah.
Little puffball.
Yeah.
So is your fur, probably. And so is my hair.
But I do want to go to Saint's room and slide a note under the door.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we do need to deliver her note.
So yeah, you can definitely go drop up a note for Simon. Yeah, you go to the door. I'm not sure if you knock or not, but you.
No need to wake her up.
Yeah. Do not disturb is hanged up on the room. It's got like an angry looking face, like owl little face, like.
Guy, let me write. I have your notes. There are too many to put under the door. She puts the paper.
And I'll slide a note under the door that says, "There are slods among us."
You can have another reroll point for that. Let's go. The slods among us. I'm gonna make that an actual game in Strixhaven. Slods among us.
I thought that's what you did with mimics, because that's the name of the book. Mimics among us.
Happy coincidence. All right. I think with all the shenanigans, we can pick up next session with the extracurriculars. I hope you guys had fun. Welcome back to school.
Yep.
I hope you learned a lot. I hope the DM, Draconic Professor, did not bore the pants off all of you.
Nope.
I hope you enjoyed it. Yes. Final notes, I think, for would be, again, yes, Strahd is a thing. Tune in for...
It is 7 p.m. It's been confirmed.
7 p.m. Stay tuned for that, because it's going to be great. Justine is an amazing DM. And she's gonna really take it up a notch in Strahd.
And it's gonna be the biggest cast we have yet in this channel.
Yes, for sure. So yes,
it's true.
Stay tuned.
And level 2?
Level 2?
Perfect.
Sure. You guys can level up.
Yes!
Finally!
See, Belvedere, you can level without fighting.
Calling out the DM might not be the best idea.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
I know.
That's why you keep getting in trouble.
Why most of your characters have died in Dublin?
I've dropped a few times. He didn't pick on me last time, though, so I guess I can't complain. That was last night.
Oh, I thought you meant when Benita brought you back. Okay.
All right. Thanks again, everyone. Peter, is there anything else we needed to announce? Or?
I believe we also have Frostmaiden returning on Tuesday, right?
Yep. Unless something comes up with my wife.
Of course.
Again, all our best wishes go towards Peter's wife, who is a little fragile right now after
had an accident with the difficult terrain environment.
Yeah, it was difficult terrain for sure.
Oh.
We wish
it
her all...
needs to be dispelled. Yeah. That place needs to be dispelled.
Yes, maybe you can take what you learned in your class today and apply healing properties. You know?
Okay, I'm gonna go see if she has a slot in her.
That's not what I meant. Sure.
That's what he took from today.
That's what he took from today. Slots among us. Gotcha. All right, guys. Again, thank you for tuning in to D&D Play 20. And we will see you when we see you. It would be in Strahd, it would be in Strixhaven, or any other games that we run on the channel. If you have any questions, I do believe all our sessions are pinned up in our channel. The times and days that you might pop in. Some are streamed, some are not. But in general, all are great fun. So please do stay tuned. And we love you. Have fun.
Thanks, everyone.